We all have been in such a situation where we just get lost in our thoughts. And guess what we come up with? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I came up with this idea. I didn't know how to implement it at first, but just stick to the end to find out how I converted this idea into a reality. Alright, so at first we'll need an island. It can be any kind of island, but as for me, I'm gonna use this one. Now we'll just need to cut it out, and for that I'm gonna use pen tool as always. Believe me guys, it took me 30 whole minutes just to cut this out, but I have something in my mind though, and for that we'll just need to maybe lower the overall saturation of it, maybe increase the contrast. Yeah, now we can just awesome. Now we'll try to make the upper part of it. At this point you might have already guessed that we are trying to make a flying island or floating island, something like this. Maybe we'll need to darken the lower part, add a few shadows. I also tried to add a few textures in it. Now you tell me, which island doesn't have its residents in it, right? So I cut out a few houses for them to live. I placed them here and there, arranged them, but left one wasn't blending in that much, so I just had to replace it better. Now we'll need a good background for it. We just need clouds of it though, so maybe we can just beautiful. I just added another sky behind it, and now I had to paint a few clouds in front of the lower part. I didn't have any idea how to do that, so you can just see. And we are left with something like this. Now we'll need to adjust the coloring of it, and after that, guess what? My favorite, highlights. We'll use blend-if to add a few textures in it, and we'll just paint and fade it out. At this point I thought it will be good to add another layer of highlight for the inner parts with much more texture. And guess what? We are gonna paint and then fade it out. I just did the same for the other side as well, and now we'll just darken the middle part of it and adjust the color for the upper part of it. I think this looks good. Now we'll just darken it a bit and fade out the edges. Now we'll need to add a few contrast in the clouds as well. I just copied and pasted the effect to the middle part of it as well. You can just watch what I did in the upper clouds. And now we'll need a good shadow. For that I just used the lower part, adjusted it a bit, darkened it, and we got something like this. Beautiful. We'll just blend in the houses. For that we'll just adjust the lighting, coloring, and guess what? Shadows. I darkened the house as well to make the lower part darker. The shadow was too harsh, so I just adjusted it as per needed. And guess what? We'll now adjust the highlights for it, or make it. I just did the same for all of the other houses. Now I'll need to cut this piece of rock, and again we are gonna use pen tool, so I'll be back. Yeah, now again to blend it in, first we'll need to adjust lighting, coloring, and then shadows. I tried to add texture in this as well, but the position wasn't looking good, so I adjusted it to the middle. After making some good shadows to it, guess what? It's time for highlights. Now we'll need to do the same with this other rock. At this point, I'm not even gonna bother you or bore you. I'll just skip this part. Now we'll just need to add this water source somehow at this place. For that, maybe we can just make the shape, and we are left with this. I thought maybe we can just add a waterfall, cause why not? I think after this our main island is complete. And now you can just watch how I made the other island. I thought right side was looking a bit lonely, so I just copied the left island and placed it on the right as well. I was thinking what to put on the right side, so I thought, why not just put a forest? After making the highlights, I thought it would be done, but it was missing something. And guess what it was? How about maybe a dragon? After all of this, I thought it was time to add a really beautiful glow. And as always, I was gonna use screen blending mode, but color dodge was looking absolutely beautiful. So I could not resist it. I painted the first layer of glow using color dodge and added a second layer of glow with screen layer. And after adding a touch of camera raw, I think it's done. And it's so beautiful. If you liked it, then make sure to hit the like, and if you are interested in these kinds of content, then make sure to hit the subscribe button as well and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching.